So today we had a new start fire on the Fountain Creek here at the end of Jerry Murphy near Overton Road. That fire came out at approximately 10:30. Wind activity started to increase the fire activity, which put us in a position to order up a strike team. So we do have 13 agencies on scene currently, all from Pueblo County, including Hanover. The Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control is providing the Halitac copter. The Tava hand crew out of Pikes Peak is going to come in and work the fire line. We also have El Paso County coming in. They're going to do structure protection in case anything happens if we have a wind shift coming into University Park. We have the Pueblo Chemical Depot on scene, West Park Fire, Beulah, Rye Rural, our Emergency Services Bureau, Pueblo West Fire Department, and Pueblo Fire Department. Those operators are out with about 60 firefighters out in the field. Covering structure protection on Overton Road is Pueblo Fire. We are at about 300 acres estimated. We're getting a plane in the air to do an on or an above the scene estimate. We do not have a cause now as it's actively a working fire. We do not have any structures that are imminently in danger, and we don't have any evacuations at this time. We will continue to update you on the fire itself. As the winds increase or decrease throughout the day, we may see some shift in that fire behavior. We may see an increase in that smoke behavior, but we do have Overton Road covered with structure protection, and we're bringing in El Paso County to cover structure protection here in University Park if that tends to be a danger. Other than that, do you guys have any questions?
Tim, can you give us an idea of how many people, estimate of course, live in this Overton Road area where there's evacs?
So I do not have an estimate for you on how many people are affected on Overton Road, but I will get that number for you and I will bring it back. So that is normally not a Pueblo Fire Department response area, but we were the first on scene and we started to manage that as best we could. As you can see, the fire behind us, wind activity now is starting to set that smoke down, but we may see a different potential as the forecast changes.
In terms of what firefighters are working with in the dry brush and vegetation where it's burning, describe to us what that looks like down in that area.
So this is a real dry area. It's a little bit overgrown. Obviously, we call these our 1 hour fuels. These dry grasses, even if they're saturated with moisture on a warm, sunny, windy day, those grasses will dry out quickly and they'll burn relatively fast. And so even when we do have moisture on the ground, these lighter fuels that they're burning down there, some of that brush is going to be always a potential and always a hazard.
People are asking me if it's safe to go north to exit 110 and come back to the horse stables. Is that okay?
I will. Let me get an update for you on that, and I'll check with those crews down there. You're trying to get down to 110 to the stables?
Not me, but people are asking me.
Okay, I will ask that question. I haven't seen it from the air, and I haven't driven the scene yet, but as soon as I get that information for you, I'll relay that back to you.
And at this point, has anybody been allowed to go back home?
As far as that goes, I don't know if we've allowed anybody back in. I can't imagine that we have, considering that the wind hasn't slowed down for us, and I think that we don't have a containment number or a value on what's happening down there at this time.
What do you guys expect for wind gusts into the evening hours? Is it supposed to stay consistent like this?
I'm going to double check that forecast. I haven't heard a spot weather forecast, but we do have hand crews in there that are spinning weather, and they are updated every 10 minutes probably on what's happening down there as far as spot weather goes, and those winds that are happening at the ground level, right? So we see those winds, those clouds in the sky doing one thing. Our ground level winds sometimes are doing a little bit different things. So we will continue to monitor the weather as well throughout the rest of the afternoon.
And my producer wanted to ask, can you explain more about the evacuation, please?
So I don't have any information on the evacuations. I will find out how many people we have evacuated and how many people may be affected in that area, but I did not get an evacuation number as I came in to get the brief. I wanted to get some information to you as quickly as possible. I'll head back over to the command center, get that information on those questions, the evacuations, the 110 stables, and then the prescribed wind conditions for us for the evening, so the forecasted wind.
Can you talk to me about how well all the different crews are coming together and how they've kind of quick response,
Our Pueblo County strike team is a pretty amazing group of people. These cooperators that we brought in from outside of Pueblo County are amazing. This is what they do. They train together, obviously. We train together as far as our Pueblo County strike team goes. And then overall, we all are trained to manage these incidents in the same way. That comes from the national level, and so everybody has the same verbiage. We're using the same terminologies, and hopefully we're out there on the ground using those same strategies that come from that command center. So we do have a unified command center, which puts